Welcome to a Spirit Animal Message. And if today's your birthday, I like to just start off by saying happy birthday. For the first card, we have Perseverance, Ram. You have many gifts. No problem can withstand the power of your mind. With patience, you can reach your mountaintop. Never give up, and good luck will follow. And it was today, this morning, I was going through some processes of my own, and I actually had this intuitive moment where I felt just this moment of being compelled to just ground, because I just felt so I didn't feel very grounded this morning. So I laid on the earth for a second, and I saw this ladybug. And then just before that, I had seen a fox come out of the woods. And then just before that, I had seen 2 wild turkeys, females, come out of the woods. So within those 3 animals, this was just my experience, just grounding into myself today. And the ladybug looked so small. It almost looked like it was a new, like infant ladybug of some sort, or a younger ladybug. So, and I see this mention of good luck will follow. And I feel like there's this energy where you feel perhaps that, something you've been putting your work into isn't, like, maybe that's a concern. Maybe that's something that's been sort of even keeping you from furthering yourself, is various levels of self-doubt, and maybe things that others have been saying in some way. I think about how in this reading, in your environment, there's gossip going on around you. So that energy of how others are perceiving you, that may be shifting in and out of, if you understand that empathic space. Sometimes we empathically pick up on something that isn't even our own and perceive it as our own doubt, right? Because it's we ourselves and our whole and complete confident version of ourselves, knowing our authentic without the critics and all those things. It's easy for us to fall in alignment with our authenticity, with that drive towards our ambitions, our goals, our dreams, the things that we are putting our energy towards. It's so much in more of a flow space. But at times, it's that other people, and just maybe it's perceiving the whatever you're putting your energy towards, whatever the doubt is. Maybe there's just competition. There's things out there that you're learning something new. And that's another thing. What you've been putting your energy towards, it's I apologize. I just have some notes here, so I wanted to refer to them so I don't get off track. You're learning how something works also right now. So not giving up on yourself, knowing that good luck is on your side. I think of how the symbolism of a wild turkey is a symbolism for this abundance that could be coming in for you. And then Ram, perseverance, not giving up on your goals, not giving up on yourself. Swan, grace. You who glides across the waters of my soul, bring me your wisdom and light. Help me transform into elegance and grace. Inspire me with dignity and the spirit of beauty. I sense that within this card, it's like there's this energy, elemental spirits, spirit guides, those around you that protect you and that are sending you any intuitive, or I think of numbers, that there was a strong message of synchronized numbers There was the number 1133 and repeating number 2. I even rolled this dice, which is a rose quartz, and a 2 had come out just as I re-engaged with the reading after starting this reading a few days ago. And I really brought myself into that space again. And then before I pulled any tarot cards, I rolled the dice because I already had a bunch of numbers written down just to see, if it ran in alignment with the numbers that I was seeing, if a number would come out. And, repeating number 2 was a big part of this message. And then a 2, was what came from the dice. So it felt like I was connecting to this reading again, with this re-engagement, with this, because I had done the short for this reading a few days ago on my channel. Doors opening for you, knowing that you're putting the perseverance towards what you'd like to manifest, and that it's going to. Swan Grace, you who glides across the waters of my soul, bring me your wisdom and light. Help me transform into elegance and grace. Inspire me with dignity and the spirit of beauty. And I know I just had said this. It's just, I also feel like you're transforming. You really are transforming into a more elegant version of yourself, into a more graceful version of yourself. I feel like there's this potentiality there's a sense of where there's this potentiality that you've been going through. It's like this shadow of self, delayering yourself with continuous, grounding and perceiving, and just facing yourself, facing the shadow of the situations, to transform into feeling more capable to be in the light, right? Because so often, it's those things that we don't perceive that's in the shadow version of ourselves that really kind of keeps us more bound or boxed into just a lower vibrational self, a less fulfilled version of self. So, facing yourself in a way that's giving you that space to be the light, to not hide, to be with that community. I also think about how the repeating 2s is this potential for new relationships, or even strengthening ones that are in alignment with who you are. So strengthening bonds and not giving up on yourself. Then we have love, dear. Be gentle with yourself. You heal with the power of love. See the light in all things. Acknowledge your self-worth and grace. Your sense is, and it's funny because 1133 is one of the numbers that came out, and some of the insight that I found for that number spoke about thoughts and intentions are powerful. And I think about how, your senses are heightened too. So you have this higher potency to your intentions, to your manifestations right now. But not just that, your senses are heightened right now. So tapping into that, into yourself, being patient with yourself, I feel is something I'd like to express also, because being patient with the present moment, being comfortable that, sometimes when we don't, let's say we have an intention to put our energy towards something, and then it's like it only comes out so much, kind of trusting the process, because there could be one step, there could be one thing that, giving that moment and space, you perceive it, and then you are capable of changing into a higher vibrational form of that moment or that intention. So being okay with the flow, knowing that you're in flow, and to not, maybe to let go of some things that are holding you, kind of weighing you down. You may have been saying yes to a lot of things, or just taking on more responsibility than is it's as though you're taking on responsibilities that are not just for the one, but for, you know, or for the many, and that is just causing you to maybe move in a little slower in what you're putting yourself towards, because of the weight that you're carrying, the responsibilities that are kind of causing maybe a mismanagement of time. But it's not entirely you mismanaging your time, it's you carrying so much responsibility. And also, you're learning something new. You're learning how something works. What you've been putting your energy towards, that feeling where you don't know if things are going to work out, if this is going to, I feel like, you know, there's this desire for a financial, for this to be, this is about your finances. This is something you're putting your work in. You could be that you would like finances to manifest, and perhaps you feel like that's something that you're worried if it's not going to happen or not. And I feel the universe is, or I have this insight where the universe is doing its best to let you know to not allow that fear, those lower vibrations, to stop you, but to keep persevering, keep being that leader of self, keep making those steps, knowing that you're protected, knowing that you have what it takes to keep going. This is what if you're so interested in this, is something that's so passionate about, engaging with it over and over again. It's like the inevitable result is greater fulfillment. I just have some notes beside me so I stay on track. Oh, and this is my bird. She is a cockatiel, and her name is Vocals. And cockatiel is an animal that symbolizes spiritual liberation. So you could be learning a lot about yourself spiritually within what you're doing. This is perhaps this, know thyself path for you, your life's purpose. So this is your life's purpose. And a life purpose is also how you affect the world around you. And of course, a life's purpose and the woven tapestry of life, where we are all in this together when we're in this existence of living, how you're affecting those around you is in this positive space, affecting them in a way that's bringing them into a more positive alignment. By you being you, it spreads that authenticity vibration to expand throughout the collective of humanity. You're reclaiming your power. We have the Strength card with the Temperance, and and this is like your destiny. This is your destiny. And your destiny is to reclaim your power and to overcome all of the things that have ever held you back, all the weight that you've carried. You're picking yourself up and moving into that space of rebirth of yourself, of an authentic version of that's your destiny, is to be that awakened enlightened version of the experience of life, and to positively affect others through your gifts. We have the Ace of Wands, and initiating with a project, initiating with your creativity, starting something through your passion, through that fire from within that excites your being. And taking something, and it's like picking something up off the, not picking up, but getting something off the ground, a creative project of some sort. And in the recent past, you know, with this Seven of Swords, you're moving towards a better, a space that's more in alignment with who you are, maybe moving away from things that weren't in alignment with who you really are. There's this chance to restore peace in your life, moving away from things that just no longer serve you. And I think about how this is that also time. In this recent past, I feel like this is where you are in kind of right now, and you're kind of maybe merging into where I'm going to be speaking about next, which is the Ace of Swords with the King of Swords. And then we have, you are moving in your future, wielding your sword of communication, and knowing that how you wield your sword is you can use it for good or bad, even when you have the best intentions, if you're not being aware of yourself. So learning to be more, by being within your voice, and learning your voice, and using your voice in some way where it's really engaging in some way, where standing up, where you'll be, you may be someone who uses their voice on a regular basis in something that you're passionate about. And there's just going to be this one time that you're going to say the right thing, I feel. And it's really, you're coming off as this intelligent leader of yourself that brings in some sort of a financial balance. And this is also this energy exchange. You're putting out something that is of value to others, and in exchange you're receiving financial balance, which you'll be able to celebrate and see the accomplishment that you've been putting together slowly, incrementally, through learning something new. You will perceive that it was the right decision, that all of the work with your voice is leading to this greater potential of intelligence for you. And not even greater potential, this is who you are, and you are meeting the world with this, you know, setting those boundaries, not afraid to stand up and be yourself, and engage with what you're putting yourself into, that is growing right now. And there's abundance surrounding this. So this is, like I was saying, your life's purpose. So being crowned with success, because the crown in this shield, and the fact that you're being protected, it's been reiterated through the numbers and the animals and then the tarot. It's being, you're stepping into your power, stepping into that leadership role of self, stepping into that business role of self. Perhaps, you know, moving into the future. Oh my goodness, I just thought of it. And I had this moment of it just before got engaging with this, and I didn't even put two and two together, that you're in the moving into the future, something that you've been learning how it works, you move into a time or a space where you start perceiving it more in a professional space, more of a business space. Perhaps because it was new, there was a lot of, you know, because it's not, you know, being maybe financially fed in the beginning, so there's not as much oomph. It's all you putting that energy in. But then, I don't know, your voice, your consistency, your perseverance moving into the future, you know, leads you to be in that professional space mentally, surrounding this, what you're doing and what you're putting out there, which leads to this, the financial balance that you'd want, giving you this cycle completion of, you'll start a new cycle, but then you'll have this cycle completion of accomplishment. You'll be able to celebrate all the work that you've put in. So everything that this time right now that you're putting in, all the work, and not giving up, and, you know, slowly moving away from a time where, you know, maybe you just didn't have a lot, you know, a lot of lack environment around you, but you didn't attach to that. You didn't let that stop you. You're not letting it slow you down. You keep lifting yourself, moving into the future. You know, you lift yourself, you use your voice, and face situations with confidence. Anything where you'd have to really step up and be this more masculine version of yourself within your voice, it brings this financial balance and accomplishment that you'll be in this space of celebration. And a perspective is this 10 of Cups. So there's a perspective that the universe would like you to be aware of, is this is next level happiness. This is you moving into next level of emotional fulfillment, next level of happiness. I think about how this is also this family, you know, card, being feeling connected. This rainbow is really standing out, where your vibrations are this rainbow, and you see this rainbow color elephant behind me, and the elephant is this wisdom, family. Perspective is how fulfilled this journey is going to consistently level you up within. Really enjoying life. In your environment, you could be having a lot of people gossiping about you, which I say give them something to talk about, and don't worry about what they're saying or doing, because what they think isn't your business. So that could be something that you're, like I was saying, I was feeling there is this potentiality where a lot of your self-doubt is what others, it's that fear of what others are going to think. And I think about those people who embrace their weird, who embrace the weird versions of themselves. Me right now, I'm embracing a weird version of myself. People don't perceive this type of behavior. Sometimes it's perceived as all of these, however it's perceived, because it's not, if you're not in a, what is that? If you cannot perceive it If you're not in the vibration of it, it's like you can't perceive it. So if you're not in that mental vibration of having some understanding of what I'm doing, it's shunned, and being intuitive, I'd pick up on that, and that feeling, or that it comes through my feelings and emotions, and it gets projected through me as something that it's my, feelings and thoughts and all that. But, consistently working on myself, meditating, grounding, clearing my energy, I am more of myself and less of the voices, the whispers, right? Because there's so often, it's like all these whispers. What it is that we are all channeling, we're all channelers, and some of us are just not conscious of it. And the more conscious of it you become, you get more stronger within yourself, and you're able to see yourself clearer and your path clearer, because you are grounding within your energy. And I think about how we can be there's this multiverse of self based on how our energy is being treated. How respectful are you towards your energy body? This is not just a physical body, this is an energy body, and we're all energy bodies. And then we move around with each other on this planet, the planet being of energy, the animals, all these things, and really learning yourself, knowing yourself. If you're here, you're high vibrational, you're doing work on yourself. You may be feeling a space where you would like to, there's a lot of rest and meditation and introspection. There's might be just like I was in the beginning, you have this 10 of Wands energy carrying just a lot. It could be emotional stuff, family stuff, all these things that are just kind of making the journey a little bit heavier. But your final results are this Ace of Pentacles, which is that seed of potentiality in all forms of what you'd want, like material. Seeds bring in more material abundance, emotional fulfillment, just that seed of potentiality towards greater present moments that you've been putting your energy towards, something that all of what you've been putting towards. The final results is that you have seeded something that it does not matter. You may have had, and I pulled some cards as the final result to help better perceive it. You may have just a lot of things that you would like to put your energy towards, and maybe you've been not knowing where to put your energy, and it's been kind of just a little bit here, but more focused in one thing. You started really collaborating with the universe and engaging with and learning, and things are gonna move faster than you even anticipated, faster than most people would anticipate for whatever you're putting out there. Things are going to level up faster than anticipated. And then within your final results, you have this 10 of Pentacles. What the final results was this Ace of Pentacles straight to the 10 of Pentacles. That's what came out. So moving into your future, moving as the final results, we have this seed, and then it manifests into this 10 of Pentacles. Personal growth and manifestation of your desires and self-discovery. And abundance. Solid new beginnings that are very prosperous. I just wanted to read some notes because I'm fumbling, and that's why I write down the notes just in case. Working as a team, something comes in faster than anticipated. So what you've been putting your work towards, what you've been maybe concerned about, and I resonate to this message. So I pray those that are coming here, you perceive that. Don't give up on yourself. Whatever you feel may not work out, try not to think about that. Do the shadow work, reclaim yourself, ground back into your that perseverance, that determination, that dream, because it's leading to great success. And then there was that energy of new relationships too, or the ones that you have strengthening. So I think by strengthening your projection of self, your self projection, and having it be more of you and your authenticity, it would naturally strengthen your connections within the outside world too, by embracing your whole true self and not giving up on yourself. I do the best I can. This is a card from the 42 Ideals of Ma'at in Daily Life. This deck is called Living with a Feathered Heart. And I think about how we can be too heavy in our lives, and when we leave this planet, I personally would like to leave, as lighthearted as possible, so that I'm not carrying the weight of the impossible moments and situations that were beyond me, with me into the next life. I like to process and be my whole and complete self before, so that I'm not carrying things into my next existence, but I am leaving as light as possible by, facing myself, facing my shadow. And that is the strong message of this reading, is to do that shadow work and continuously work on yourself, because you're heading towards incredible greatness, incredible fulfillment and excitement in life. If things suddenly shift in your life, know that in any way that it's to bring you in alignment to that greater potentiality of your journey. I even feel the air right now getting lighter right now. I'm going to read from here, because this book can give you better insight to this card than I can. I do the best I can. So 22. Wow. And what was I saying at the beginning of this message? Repeating twos. 2, 2, 2. Then the rose quartz was 2. And then we have the 42 Ideals of Ma'at. And we have 22. I do the best I can. The word best is considered by some to be the superlative state of remedy, and with remedy being a treatment for dis-ease, the best outcome is clearly being healed. As we actively seek to heal spiritually, restoration comes in unexpected waves that wash over prior perceptions and misconceptions, allowing us the opportunity to evolve from darkness by becoming the best possible people we can. However, in order to be at times, we must see. To seek a vision of self outside of ourselves, stepping backward to leap forward can be a helpful tool of transformation. Ancient Egyptians believed that the medium in which the world was created has its very own type of magic, and this magic eventually found form within the soul, residing within every human being. The soul was perceived to have 9 different facets, which were the physical body, the name or identity, the personality, the double or animating spirit, the heart, the shadow, intelligence, form, and a combination of spirits that have previously incarnated. Distilling the soul to its essence, we find the words Mer, meaning light, which rotates around itself, Ka, meaning human spirit, and Ba, as body or container of infinity. In understanding that Merkaba, the portal to ascension, opens by coming into relationship with the tessellations of the soul's pattern and design, we find awareness and allow the dormant waters of the subconscious mind to flow into consciousness. The Egyptian word for magic, Hiku, was defined as the god Heka, held to be one of 3 within a divine trinity of the art of manifestation as embodied creativity. Heka was the embodiment of the magic of medicine and enchantment. By vocalization through song, poem, or prayer was Hu, the deification of the magical first word of creation uttered by Atum and Sia, the divine power of perception. Synthesis of these 3 spirits gives way to the notion of magic being a combination of creation force, the vocalized power of word, and the visualized influence of perception. Medicine and magic were at times interwoven and treated as one. The catacus of medicine, with 2 serpents woven up a winged staff, originated with Heka. One of his myths speaks of a conquering of 2 serpents, and because of this, the dual intertwined snakes became a symbol of his power. Heka's symbolism was adopted for Hermes and Mercury, messengers of communication and communion with divine creativity. And I think about how we had this Ace of Swords and then the King of Swords, and I see this energy of Hermes and Mercury, and this energy where you're putting creative work that you're learning. So being that version or being that embodiment of divine creativity through your words. The Shipibo culture of Peru believes in a similar synthesis of magic and medicine and sees the cosmos intertwined and enveloped within all existence, in combination with plant medicines to reveal what is out of harmony with creation. Sacred Icaros medicine songs are sung to heal consciousness by connecting to the harmony of the universe through melodies of intention and awareness of light language. In embodying I do the best I can, one may seek to remember that the best may not always be apparent, but instead is a lens with which you can see what was previously unseen, by making our own subconscious conscious. Allow the medicine of your own magic to find the beauty of the relationship with the constellation of your soul and the glowing aspects of your spirit. The words you speak, the songs your spirit sings, and the vision you seek as you come to understand yourself within your surrounding universe, become your very own portal to an ascended reality. As you do, so you are. As you act, you enable creation, and as you embody your own best, you serve as a living star, glistening into the imagination of aspirants to advanced experience as well as those who presently lack aspiration and may need to find inspiration through your own celestial presence. Just want to look at something real quick. One of them misspeaks. Symbols, messengers of communication and communion with divine creativity. For some reason, I feel like those that are coming here are some form of messenger through the human experience that your higher purpose, your life's purpose, your soul's mission is, and I think of that sword, that King of Swords, and being that confident version of that self, being the masculine within that version of self, being in that messenger, that air. Communication, divine creativity. So something that you're putting together is something of this divine creativity that really affects the world, affects those around you in this way that brings them more into an alignment of who they truly are. And and you're building this, you're going down this path where you're becoming free. The word free. You're liberating yourself. And I'd like to say thank you to those that had come here to this message. So don't give up on your dream and keep working to do the best you can to be that whole and complete embodied self that really fulfills you, and not letting those whispers stop you. Thank you, and live in peace.